So tonight I'm back on the Tutankham board. I'm going to convert this board to replace the 4116 DRAMs that are they're tri-voltage, -5, +5, +12. I'm going to convert them to use a 4164 equivalent. I have a tube of brand new 4564's, which is pin compatible with the 4164. And they were made by Mostech. Not the best brand in the world, but they will suffice. So if you look at the two pictures here, the differences are pin 1 is going to be -5 volts on the 4164, which is currently on the board. When I replace those chips with the 4564, it's a no connect. Basically, I don't even have to disconnect. I don't even have to touch the wiring for that pin if I don't want to, but I probably will. I'll probably just cut it and make it just a floating node. This VDD, as you can see down here, is supposed to be -12 volts. That's the big one. It needs to be converted to +5. VCC is +5. So I'll be cutting these two traces, or the two traces going to these two pins, and it's gridded, right? It's gridded, so I only really need to make two cuts if I do it right. Then I'll need to make a jumper from the 5-volt source to the isolated net that I create for this pin, so that it is now at 5 volts. So 2 cuts and 1 jumper should do it. Let me get that work done and I'll be back. I've completed the modifications I wanted to make. Made 2 cuts. The first cut is on the front side of the board. This isolates the 12 volts. A second cut is right here, and that isolates the -5. And then I added a jumper wire that basically shorts pin 9 and pin 8 together, making them both 5 volts. So if you look at the pin out of the device, the new device, basically we're tying A7 high, which is fine. We don't need it because this is a larger RAM than what we're replacing. And then of course this is 5 volts, which is what we need. So yeah, so let me remove the old chips, install the new chips, and we'll give her a test. Okay, so I've got all the 4116 RAMs out, all the 4516 RAMs in, and it's much more stable. The voltages look better. Before I replaced the RAMs, the voltage had a lot of noise on them. Noise isn't there, but graphics glitches and gameplay problems are still present. But I do think the RAMs have improved the situation. I don't think these RAMs are bad. I just think my power supply just isn't strong enough for this board. So, especially for -12, 16 times the number of chips with -12 going to them, plus probably audio or something. It's probably just overwhelming that voltage from the power supply. So, still got problems. Not sure what to do about it at this point, because I really was hoping the RAMs would fix it. But let me probe around and see if I can find something obvious. So, due to the nature of the graphics problems, I'm still convinced it has something to do with the RAMs. We know the RAMs are good. They work just the same as the 4116s for the most part, although they're not getting as hot, and they're not fritzing out because of too much current draw. But still, something related to the way the RAMs are being written to or read from, or something of that nature. And when you look at the schematics, the 5 custom chips are spread out across the schematics. But what's common, four of them look to be somewhat related to the RAMs, and one of them is related to purely the program loop. So this 08 up here, this 081, is apparently just for the CPU, for the program loop. These two guys, however, look very much involved with the RAMs. So does this one. So these 3 guys in particular, if anything's messing or is messed up with those, that could cause some problems. Now this one I think is the star generator. This one I think injects stars to the outputs. So I think that circuit's probably working okay. So what I'm going to do is I've probed around on this bottom board, didn't find anything. So now I'm going to focus on this board. I think the problem's on this, somewhere on this daughter board. And so all I can hope, since I don't have schematics, all I can hope to do is find a bad signal, bad output to one of these chips, and then replace it, and voila, it fixes it. That's best case scenario at this point. If it's a logic problem and the outputs are being driven normally, it's going to be a lot harder to figure out. Anyway, so I think that's it for tonight. It's getting hot out here, so I want to go ahead and stop, and that'll be the end of this video.